How long have you known?
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me. You seem to have been aware of it for quite some time now.
There's not
Why
enough
ask
fan art
me
of
now?
these two.
What does it matter? But yes, I have. I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
So basically since the very start of our journey then. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more ashamed.
Leave the past where it belongs. We have no need for it now. You're forging ahead. That's what matters. If my brother could see you, he'd be proud.
Not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition, huh?
Leaving the nest.
Kisara? Anyone at home in there?
Sorry. Did I look distracted?
Among other things. To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you were smiling or frowning.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last.
You like the
It
walls?
was always so
I
infuriating.
don't like the technique
knowing how
walls.
capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore.
Well,
It
you
probably
always
sounds
need
weird, doesn't
you.
it? I
'Cause
have
he
this
loves
massive
you.
worry off my mind. I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's right. You're like a mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous
I don't want
flight
you to
from
talk
the
about it like
nest.
that. Hi ZX, how you doing?
A pretty big child.
That's one way to look at it. I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too. I won't be left behind.
Alright, that's all the skits. Just got home from work. I hope work was good. I worked today. So I'm paranoid it's gonna be bad, but hopefully it won't be too bad. I keep on pressing the wrong button to run. I'm also in the mindset because I have been playing a game that like I have a stamina bar, so running takes stamina, that I just been like kind of lounging about before I realized, oh wait, I'm not playing that game right now. Don't you think JRPG camera angles can be a bit strange? Oh yeah. Oh, fucking right. Because they like to be horny sometimes. But like, I'm so used to it, it doesn't really like phase me unless like I've just been suddenly like playing the game, not really thinking about it, and then all of a sudden, oh god, this model has really jiggly boobies. And that hasn't happened for like the whole, like up to this point yet. It's like when I played, when I played Bloodstained and the first boss had boobles. Big old boobles. It's like surprised the shit out of me. Work was dead. It's the time of year where no one wants to come out. I've been given tomorrow off, so that's nice. Aww. We're kind of busy, by the looks of it for my job, so I'm worried. But hopefully it'll be a nice chill day and it'll go by really, really fast. I heard this roaring sound effect in the background and I was having to make sure it was not like outside my house. It's a funny, Yakuza's a funny series in that regard. It's running stamina in running stamina pre-Dragon Engine games. Dragon Engine Forward, aka 6.
You can say
They have
that
unlimited
again.
stamina
And
afterwards
now we
because
have
it's
more
stupid to
problems
limit
to
that.
fix, too.
Oh god,
Like
right.
figuring
Wait a
out how to
minute.
reform
Click in my head.
remedies.
God, I always got frustrated when I was like, this is a big fucking map, I wanna run!
To deal with as it is.
And they're like, no, Pants, you fucking smoker, you can't run for more than 5 seconds!
Which is
And
why
I'm like,
we're going to the
"Ah."
Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renaissance. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
Ooh, on your day off, you're gonna come into work like,
what do we do
hi,
first when
I'm
we
not
get
here
there?
to work. I'm here to make
We
you
know
all
nothing
work
about
and
the Renan
feed
homeworld
me
or
for
what we might
once.
face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should... What?
Exactly, yeah. Like when I worked at the theater, like, now it's time for me to be the annoying customer, like, I want tickets for this movie at this time. It just started, we'll make the movie run a little later. What do you mean you can't do that? Roll credits, we're dead. E2, I don't know the lyrics. Right, they just kill. Why don't they just do this from like the start if we're in their way? Roll credits. Oh damn, it's somewhere. Bruh, imagine the anarchy
The hell just happened?
if like a game just like ended because like the super
Our course
evil
has been
bad
altered.
people
The coordinates are
use their
pointing to a
super
different
evil bad
destination.
super duper powers to just blink you out of existence. And then you don't even get a chance to fight, you just it's just game over.
The engine is being shut down.
That's
Ride
bad,
I'd
right?
fucking riot in the
Quite
streets.
bad. We've lost control.
My
of
neighbors
the
would think
ship.
I'm crazy.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone, look
Dad's
there!
having a rough time lately, so I want to try to do something. Oh, that's really sweet of you, hon. I hope your family enjoys the meal. I hope all your coworkers understand understand the assignment and they treat you all right. I'm sure they will because you'll be like more family than just like a random stranger that they have to appease. Hello! That's not a planet! That's a fucking rock in the sky! Man, the way that perspective can really make you think. Legally not a planet. Okay, on one hand, that's really pretty and shit, but on the other hand, you're still killing another planet just to make it look like you. Just so you don't feel, just so you feel less alone in this fucking galaxy. Wow, that's really. Wait, I didn't screenshot. Fuck.
A flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
We got the last booking of the night, so
And
if
it
that's
appears Lennox
6,
is
they're gonna
serving
be
as a
wanting to go
conduit for that
us
energy
gone
to reach here.
ASAP. Aw,
Could that have been its true
no.
purpose all along?
But hopefully they'll be able to
If
feel
that's
more
true,
chill around you.
Do you think the people back on Lenegus are all right?
And like, well, obviously they can
We can
cook
only
slightly
pray that
faster.
they
They won't
are.
have to worry about other people too much, really.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
The flower of oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
That's not good.
So what? We're just stuck
That's a
inside here,
oofy woofy.
floating around? For how long?
Till we
I
die.
don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down. You're not the only one.
Get a hold of yourself, man. Smack, smack, smack.
Right.
Why are you smacking me?
Sorry.
I kind of wanted a reason.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
I have the hiccups. And now I'm gonna play Alien Isolation.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
I mean, I like her mentality. She's not sticking around just to like suss it out. She's like, I'm gonna go straight forward, and if anything happens, I'll take care of it. That's not kind of whammon.
Boo!
Ah! What the? Are you out of your mind? This isn't the time for games, Rinwell!
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Yeah, but seeing you act all nervous, you're making me start to feel nervous too.
Oh, sorry.
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.
I still can't get over what we saw
Man.
happening outside the starship.
Perfect timing.
Yeah,
Professional at
our
this.
planet's really not doing too hot right about now.
I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of Dana, so I figured it was just another round planet like ours. Still though, I never would have imagined Rena actually looked like that. And what's the deal with that giant flower coming out of it?
Beats me. I have absolutely no clue. It's so surreal. It looks like a broken egg or something.
Rena and Dana. We were taught that both worlds were spherical bodies that floated amongst the stars in the heavens. But to think that they lied to us not only about the Sovereign and the Crown contest, but also the form of our own planet.
Dohalim.
Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us here?
Someone formidable enough to bring our starship along with us.
They must be here somewhere. Let's find them.
Sorry,
That
another skit.
beam of light joining Dana and Rena. It was the Renan side that it first came from, right?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. And then the Danon side responded.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from the Renan homeworld? To reawaken the Wedge and Lenegis?
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena after all. But what are they after? Is it really worth going through all this trouble just to steal Dana's energy?
Try to stay calm. With so many factors we don't understand, dwelling on it won't get us anywhere. What is it?
No, it's just... Zephyr once told me the same thing. So much for me making progress, huh?
You made it this far, didn't you? You notice something, you change it. That's all anyone can do. But you can't stand still in the meantime.
Alright, we're done. Ooh, okie dokie. I'll follow where the path tells me to go. Wrong button still. Is there any treasure? What's that? Those like Elderman and Sia plants. And so it's that alien shit again. It's just yellow instead of red and creepy. It's still kind of creepy, but it's not the same color creepy.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Ah! I yawn, I'm
What's that?
sleepy. Hey! Hey, I just fought that shit!
It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
It doesn't look like it can move. Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk.
What are you?
Hevrect 35.
Hevrect 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What is this place?
And your parents must fucking
Wait,
loved
before
you.
that, just
Very
what
fifth
exactly
child.
are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way. Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh goody, more riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helganquil. The red women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
You are on Dake Phasal, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's great spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this great spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice? Just like Dana.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it without question throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this Great Spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what Hevrecht 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's Great Spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegus are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy, and the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state.
It was like
it has turned its
Ouroboros?
attention toward Dana.
Is
Infinite
that why
eating
the crown
sneako.
contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
Indeed, and it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
God damn it. Well, I mean, I'm glad it didn't
the
work, but like,
ceremony
fuck.
failed. Lenegus was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renasalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless,
Nah, it's
you
because
still
of the
haven't answered
overarching
one of
plot.
Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hevrecht 35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
Slay God!
Sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
Kinda.
I did.
Technically?
It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
Lenegus has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control? Why?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance? For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, Our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean you're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer,
That's a true
return to me.
RPG.
If you agree
Japanese
to help,
RPG, level
I
1.
shall
Save cat.
fix your ship.
Level 2, kill gods.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Phasal.
Hey! Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
You can't seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right? I mean, it's practically blackmailing us into doing its dirty work.
To be
Oh,
honest,
would we have done it
the
anyway
conversation
before
went
he
on for
asked?
so long, I'm not sure I understood all of it. How about you, Dohalim? Were you able to follow it at all?
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to astral energy. That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana, I suspect I would find its story much more difficult to believe.
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
But why? Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what its game is. We're not going to let it destroy Dana.
Right.
There is one other thing that concerns me. How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans? How do they factor into all this?
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevric 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquil, we never did find out just what they are either.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Maybe the others will shed more light on the matter. Let's find out.
Yep. Bet. Find the others. That's all I got. Probably not that level. Maybe this one? Ah, I found them. But items. Are there any items? Items. Items. Shut the fuck up about my livestock. I should have just stopped making production of the farm. Hello.
Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renan?
Hmm? Oh, yeah, I guess so.
I guess so.
The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
Shut the fuck up, Isai. You cunt.
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevric 35 when he mentioned that overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
There isn't any... I guess we should ask around here.
I did forget to say I changed that. Was it too loud, by the way? Nobody's played it since I changed it. I thought it would scare me. But, yeah, you nearly got me. It's getting better. So there's only 3 people to talk to.
Have you guys lived up here in Dig Phasal with Hevrek 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Hevrek 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
Oh, it did
What do
play.
you
I
mean?
just forgotten drunk.
The
Okay.
Helganquill have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans. As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected. It's a pretty sophisticated
Rachel.
operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lenegis is still run.
But aren't the Helganquill themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquill, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
You act like this didn't affect you personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Hevrek 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright. After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold instead. Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
Thank you for answering our questions. Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes. It was
To
use
kill
Lenegis
Dana!
to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner! However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied.
You're talking to
The
him.
reason for
I
that
wonder
is
if you know
because
that.
the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans in Helganquill that day.
Ah, shit. Good job, Alphen. You took out some of the enemy.
For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana, and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contests began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps.
She didn't fail. She just saw the
This
end result and she was
had
like,
to be
fuck
made
that
as well.
shit.
It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Can we not get it back?
Hevrecht 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes. And yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
Alright, last guy. Shut the fuck up about the livestock.